Okay. We're looking right here at number 1. We need to find this angle. So the first thing, whenever you do with any trigonometry, I would write SOHCAHTOA down at the top of your paper. Okay? And we are going to label these sides. So here's x. This is my adjacent. This is my hypotenuse. Which trig function uses a and h? Cosine. So we're going to go cosine -1 4/5. And then we literally are putting that in our calculator right this second. Yes. Because it's always a/h. That's what cosine stands for. Because you have SOHCAHTOA written down. So it's 4 divided by 5. So we get 36.87 degrees. You good? So, Kayla, are you asking me like how I know it's a/h, or how did they prove in the history of trigonometry that it's a/h? Okay, see how it's a/h here? That's the rule. That's like the formula. So I have a is 4, h is 5, so it has to be 4/5.
Oh, well then why did you just do that?
I thought I did. Okay, so let's look at the next one. How am I going to do this one? I'm looking for x. 6 is the 12 is the. So which trig function am I going to use again? Cosine -1. And it's a/h, so it's 6/12. So I simply put that in my calculator again. Yeah. 60 degrees. Okay, you ready for 2? Now I put the angle in a different spot. So what is 5 to that angle? Opposite. What is 10? So which trig function am I going to use? So we go tan of -1 equals opposite 5 over adjacent 10. Or you could reduce it. You'll get the same answer. So I get x is 26 point, we could just round to 1 decimal place, 6 degrees. How are we doing? Okay. So, you know how I showed you how to do it with an iPhone to find your trig functions? If we want to do inverse on these, so let's set up number 3. This is my 3 centimeters is the opposite adjacent or hypotenuse. 7 is the, so you're going to use which trig function? Cosine -1 3/7. So if I'm right here, so I've tilted my phone sideways. If I push second, it gives me the little inverse, okay? So I'm going to go 3 divided by 7 cosine -1. Oop. Cosine negative. I have to make sure it's in the correct mode. And then we do cosine of -1. And we get 64.6 degrees. Okay, so it's slightly different with an Android, but I believe you can push that second button and the inverses come up. Okay, just so you can do your homework at home. Remember, you do have to use my calculator on the test on Friday. Okay, so let's look at number 4. Here's my angle. 5 is my opposite adjacent or hypotenuse. Adjacent, and 12 is my, so I'm going to use which trig function? Okay, so cosine -1 5 over 12. So I hit trig, cosine negative 1, 5 divided by 12, and I get 65.38 degrees. I don't care if you'd round that up to 65.4. That's fine too. Yep. Okay, I want you guys to try 5, 6, 7, and 8 right now on your own, and then we'll check our answers. Okay? So try them on your own, label it opposite adjacent hypotenuse. Just going to give you a few more minutes. How are we doing? You ready to see the answers?
No. So for each one, do the thing with one.
With a negative 1, yep.
How do you do that on the phone?
Do you have an Android or an iPhone? Okay, bring it over here and let me see. Let me see it. And I will show you. Go to your calculator. Yes, I believe if
Well,
you...
it's hard right there.
Right, so you can't use that. You need to do... I think you can do... There you go. See that INV? That pops up with sine and negative 1.
Oh.
Cosine negative 1 and all.
Okay, so then I just put in.
Yep. Okay, so our answers. Number 5 is 14.5 degrees. Number 6 is 33.1 degrees. Number 7 is 56.3 degrees. And number 8 is 51.3 degrees. Okay? So all of these, if you're getting these right, or at least you're getting that you're using, 5 and 6 were both sine of negative 1, and 7 and 8 were both tan of negative 1. You're in pretty good shape. The homework should be pretty straightforward. Okay, I'm going to stop this now.